Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am your favorite Star Battlecaster Frosty, also known as James and several other AKAs, and today we're gonna be looking at NA5 semi-final between Tops and Eclipsis. This is game 1, and quickly to introduce the players. Playing for Tops, playing red trunks. Starting in the bottom left corner, we have Oldent, Zankrot playing on Lil Levy's account, Trunck, Whitefang playing on Jen's account, Floris and Ironcross. Playing for Eclipses, we have Luigi, Halo, Tatsumaki, oh shit, oh my god, Esolk, Nesro, great, Bella Enchant and Azulai. I screwed it up, I know, I ask me if I care. So this is the first semi-final game between those two teams, and let's quickly try to analyze ship compositions. Tops, they have a Void Ray, so they will be heavily relying on Void Ray's farm. I'm lagging, I don't know why, my stagger is shitting the bed. Also we have two carriers, opening with level 5 Scepters, which is pretty standard. We have a Destroyer being played by Ironcross, opening level 5 armor. We have a Raven played by Oldent, and we have a Leviathan played by Jen, who is Whitefang. So Whitefang plays the Leviathans. Probably Leviathan and the Void Ray are the most crucial ships for red team, because they are both are a typical late game ship. I mean, Leviathan gets pretty strong if it gets overfarmed, and Void Ray is a killing machine if it gets enough farm to make this beam really big. And blue team Eclipsis starting in top right corner. Two destroyers, both open. No, this guy, I'm just gonna call him E because it's easier. E destroyer opening with level 5 armor. Luigi opening with 4 lasers, so it's probably gonna be a siege mode destroyer. Now we have two carriers, both opening with level 5 interceptors, which is pretty standard. Tatsumaki, Leviathan, opening with I don't know what, probably constant mutation, and now just mutated, and he's got 1.6 speed and 4 tentacles, no range, so probably a tentacle levy. And second Leviathan played by Azulai. So for this team, those destroyers give pushing power in the beginning. Carriers are gonna play a very important role in the mid game because of fighter launches and scepter upgrades. And for the late game, we have also two ships, those two Leviathans. Pretty good ship composition. I think it should be a little bit stronger than red teams, because red team has Leviathan. I wanted to say Leviathan once again. I already said Leviathan like 3 months ago. They have a Raven, and to be completely honest, unless both of those Leviathans go for missiles, this Raven is going to be pretty useless this game. It's not going to have too much pushing power because it's a support ship. I don't think red team needs like a lot more energy denial than they have. They have two carriers, so it's two carriers versus two carriers. It will be useful for energy denial, and they should have energy advantage throughout the whole game. But other than that, I mean, of course it gives a Void Ray an opportunity to not to get denied and just get a kill in a pretty nice way, but that's the only use for this Raven. If there's gonna be no missiles, they're probably gonna... I thought both what? Okay, I thought both Leviathans of blue team are gonna go for tentacles, but they already have 9 range, which would imply that they are gonna go for missiles. So actually this Raven might have a use in this matchup, and Oldent will be really happy to dump those PDDs all over the place to help his teammates. So now we can see that one carrier warped back. It's Halo. He warped back to base, and it's either gonna be a warp trick or it's just a quick back. But no, it's gonna be a warp. It's gonna be a quick back. All right. Azulai getting slightly out of position, but he's not gonna get punished too much. because, well, he's got level 4 tentacles, so he's gonna get rid of those fighters pretty easily, and he's got help from his teammates. Level 8 fighters on Halo, second carrier warping back to base as well. Well, at this point, this game is pretty much equal. Blooding getting slightly more farm, but I'm not sure why. Why did it happen? I want to see if, yeah, so that around 100 more farm, but that's not a huge difference. It's definitely a significant difference when it comes to the positioning, because the whole fight was around here, around the middle of the map. So that means that either I didn't look carefully enough at the minimap, or that red team was too balled up and they were missing farm quite a lot, actually, because 100 farm, it's 100 fighters going past them. So I don't think that is the case. I probably just need to buy myself glasses. Pair of glasses. Now, Destroyer E. Destroyer E. It's like Wally. Destroyer E. E.T. go home. Anyway, this Destroyer level 7 armor, still 1.5 speed, so a very tanky build. Getting those guys. Oh, he wanted to actually try to moonwalk, but he stopped, and now he's gotta go back. But those fighters are not gonna deal a ton of damage. Level 5, level 6 interceptors, well, level 7 armor, so they can kiss his shiny butt, shiny Terran butt. And second Destroyer, surprisingly, going for level 5 armor as well. That's okay. So level 5 armor, I thought he was going for siege mode, opening with lasers, but now he's got level 5 armor and Gatlings. That's kind of weird. Meanwhile, red team's Raven going for Seeker missile, Hunter Seeker. Well, it's got a little bit of pushing power. I mean, it's a nuke and it deals up to 2100 area damage, so if you have it launched on you, you usually fall back, unless you really want to tank it. So it's got a little bit of pushing power. But if you use a Raven to nuke your enemies, there are so many better ships to do it, because a Raven launches a Seeker missile and it just chases and it times out and great. But if you want to nuke someone, you can choose I don't know, a BC. You can choose another Leviathan for bioplasmid, and they have way more pushing power even without those nukes. So I actually think that using a Raven for this purpose is not what you want to do. Taking a look at the upgrades, Leviathan's going for one-shot farming and getting those missiles rolling. Already level 5 missiles on Azulai. Tatsumaki still staying on level 0 missiles. He's got 1.7 speed and 5 armor. I believe I actually don't know what he wants to do with it. He should be going either for no range and tentacles or for range and missiles, and he's going both, and that's something I dislike about this build. But meanwhile, a nice push from red team. I believe that Odent might have upgraded his shield transfer just to help Ironcross this destroyer, just to help him tank. He's got level 6 armor, but now he's gonna get rolled by those two destroyers and by Tatsumaki the Leviathan, and the carrier joins in and Azulai joins in as well, and Ironcross might actually be in trouble here. I think he's gonna survive Lil Levy, which is Zankrod. It's Zankrod. Zankrod might be in trouble because now this carrier is getting rolled, and he will actually go down with 13 minutes into the game, and it's 1-0 to the blue team. It was a very nice roll. Very nice defensive vortex, just vortexing all of the red team apart from this Raven, just not letting them counter, because, well, Luigi was getting pretty low on health, only 3000. Also Those Leviathans were a little bit damaged, so that was just to make sure that there's gonna be no kill for red team. And it's 1-0, and blue team suddenly they find themselves in a very comfortable position in this game. They got rid of a carrier, which means that red team only has one carrier, and this means two things. First thing is that red team can have only one vortex at most, which will give blue team vortex advantage. Well, 2 vortexes to 1. Also, it equals the energy denial. Of course, EMP Shockwave, this is last patch, so EMP Shockwave had 11 range, but, well, it's got 2 EMP, not only the carriers, but in late game, he will also have to EMP those Leviathans. That same applies to this carrier. He will have to feed back not only those 2 carriers, but also those 2 Leviathans. And now, that will be tricky, simply because the same thing applies to the blue team. Okay, so it's kind of equal. Red team might have a slight advantage when it comes to energy denial because of Raven's EMP range, but right now it's pretty equal. And now they are trying to focus White Fang, playing on Jen's account. This Leviathan might be in trouble. He's only got level 1 armor, 5,000. No, is definitely gonna survive this. 3,000. I might actually be wrong. Blue team proved me wrong in a quite solid way here. But now there's got to be a counter. Red team has to do something about it. Flores charging with level 8 beam, 0.31 beam speed, charge, and there's a vortex by Halo this time. I mean, another vortex by Halo because this carrier Bell Enchant, it doesn't have a vortex. And there we go. Two very good kills. Very nice kill spotting by blue team, and 6 versus 4. Well, that's a really good situation. Let's take a look at the farming tab because we're 20 minutes into the game. Well, obviously 1,100 almost, well, 1,050 to 1,700 farms, so blue team is leading quite confidently here. Lowest farming ship, Destroyer E, Destroyer A. And lowest farming ship for red team at this point from the ships that are still alive is Iron Cross. Iron Cross is playing a destroyer as well. Now, what can blue team do? They can focus on mines, which was already suggested by someone from the blue team. And if they will go for mines, I believe that it's gonna be very hard for red team to actually try to avoid them, because they have absolutely no detection, and they had no detection throughout the whole game. So generally mines for destroyers, blue team destroyers, were a really good idea overall. Excuse me, but right now it's even better. Red team can do nothing about it. They can use EMP to try to clear the mines because it decloaks the mines for a short period of time, but it doesn't have a really big radius, so it's got a great range but not too big radius. So I believe that it's not a proper mine clearing ability. And Red team is actually in trouble. Let's see the APM wars. APM wars, who's winning? Halo is winning 208. Mr. Kangaroo is over the roof with this APM. And the Spirities are kicking in right now. But I'm not sure if they are the best idea at this point. Level 2 missiles, great. Level 7 missiles, well, that's more useful against Ezolai than against Tatsumaki. But all in all, it's not like the missiles are dealing tons of damage here. Tons of damage are being dealt by the fighters of Halo, fighters of Bell Enchant, and, well, armor rolls. Luigi and Destroyer. It cracks me up. It would be great, but I can't say it. Well, it's Larsen if you try to read it backwards. Larsen Larsen close. Okay, that's great. So I'm switching to Larsen. Okay, so Larsen the Destroyer, and Luigi, the second Destroyer of Blue Team. They're actually doing very nice armor rolls. They have quite a bit of lasers, but basically what they have is armor, and it's very useful. So what they should focus on now is denying Void Ray's farm, because if you can deny Void Ray farming, you are basically winning this game for sure, because Void Ray without having a lot of farm is not too deadly. If it's over farming, every single ship on the battlefield, it's starting to get you know, dangerous for the other team. But it's at 415, Halo is at 459. It's still okay. If he would have like, if Floris would have like 500, 550 farm, Blue Team would be in trouble right now. But like, this is pretty equal, and both carriers using their interceptors to deny Floris farm, and that's a really good strat. However, he's still trying to stay at the side. He's still trying to farm quite a lot. But and meanwhile his teammates are trying to push 3 versus 4 here, 3 versus 5 at times, which is not very beneficial for them as well, because they're getting damaged. I believe that this game will be either a very short one and it's gonna end in like next 10 minutes, or Blue Team is just gonna have some fun and they're gonna be very patient, and they're gonna just try to make sure they're over farming Red Team very, very significantly, and then they will start going for more kills, and then it will last something like 40, 50, 60 minutes or so. I hope it's the first version, but also for entertainment purposes, because well, 50 minutes replays, they sometimes get boring at times, and you know, if it's a ladder game, a melee game, you usually have something to talk about, even if it's a 50-minute game. If it's a star battle game, it just gets boring at points, and you have absolutely nothing's happening. But let's try not to be pessimistic here. Let's try to be optimistic. It's 6 versus 4. There's quite a lot of action happening. There's a lot of middle action, but both teams are not really using the scepters. Especially the Red Team. Trunck is not really using too many of his fighters. Meanwhile, Halo already level 10 interceptors. Very nice feedback on Trunck. Now Trunck is energy-less, and Blue Team has the energy advantage. Halo 450 energy, Trunck only 400, Belanchon 325, and Oldent at 475. So energy wise, I believe that Red Team should be slightly ahead. But if you really want to take into consideration that the Raven has not only one role but several roles. One role is energy denial, but second role is placing PDDs and defensive matrix, so all this support stuff, and is another role is pushing with seeker missiles. That's kind of starts to favor Blue Team carriers for energy denial, because all they have to do is to either spam scepters or just use feedbacks on carrier and on this Raven, and possibly on this Void Ray as well. So nom nom nom, nommy 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 nom, delicious water. I wish you could taste it. It's just delicious Polish water. So getting back to game, as you can see, we have a little bit of difference from what it's been 5 minutes ago, because we have some mines on the field. And who's going for mines? It's Luigi. Luigi going for mines. I believe that both destroyers should switch to mines right now and mine the crap out of this place. Just try to catch red team off guard, and Topsies will find themselves in a lot of trouble if they will go past the minefield, right? Like, this minefield is not really big, but if you will have twice as big or 3 times as big minefield, and red team will go past it, and then they will start coming back through it, they might find themselves in a lot of trouble, even though those mines are not upgraded yet. If they will be upgraded, they will be even more dangerous. So I'm lagging, that's perfect. Quite a lot of fighting action, but all in all, it's still in front of red team's base. Let's take a look at the farming tab. Who's got, yeah, the score: 1,700 for Terran team, 3,000 for Protoss team. So it's a heavy overfarm by blue team, and they will definitely make sure that no creeps get past them right here, because they are in front of red team's base, and this is the position they want to be in, right here, simply because red team has absolutely no pushing power, or maybe like absolutely not enough pushing power to deal with them and push them back at least to the middle of the map. So they should start mining around here. Okay, if they will start mining around here, then red team can't really go out of their own base, you know, especially when both destroyers will go for mines. But this is a warp trick, I believe that, or something is going to decide. Who was pinging? That was the orange ping. It was Halo. So I believe that blue team destroyers, or at least one destroyer, should have a radar at this point of the game. Let's take a look. Luigi, yes. So one of the destroyers has radar, and warp tricks are not gonna work for red team, especially that blue team has more firepower at this point. And even though Floris has level 11 beam and still single charge, still no double charge, I believe that they won't get a kill unless it's gonna be a really bad mistake from any of blue team's players, or they're gonna launch a very good vortex on a singled out ship, and then they will be able to just black out him, so his allies won't be able to warp on him and just kill him, and start picking blue team's ships one by one. They need to start picking them off with a void ray. But if blue team, if they will stick together, even if they make a mistake and will get vortexed, they will probably, they have like a 95% chance to actually get out of there alive, and they will probably even deal more damage than red team at any point. So yeah, we can see some minefields here. I believe that not all of those mines might be Luigi's. No, I'm actually wrong. Luigi is just spamming those mines with 500 energy all around, pooping them all around the field, and that makes me believe that mines will play an important factor, an important role in this matchup right now in the late game. Everything leads me to believe that this game is going to be a 50-minute game, not a 30-minute game, because, well, mines are for crawling and for killing ships that are out of position, or that are getting past them. But red team is actually not really advancing, because they know they don't have enough firepower to advance. And that's what I was saying. If you would put mines here in front of red team's base, they would already be in the minefield or behind the minefield. So if you just can damage one or two ships or get rid of their shields, mines will do the rest. Right now, mines are kind of around the middle and a little bit to the front of blue team's field, blue team's half of the map, but it's not really effective at this point. Mines are, they're gonna play an important role if red team is going to move their butts and get out of their base if they are going to feel confident. And I don't believe that red team is going to feel confident at any point of this game if they will remain 4 versus 6 and they will remain being outfarmed by 1,500 score, and the gap will get even bigger. Oh, what kind of... Oh, Iron Cross. Red team destroyer getting siege mode, and now this will be extremely tricky because, well, if you siege mode you need all your allies to defend you, and Iron Cross has, well, has only this carrier to try to defend him because Raven can spam PDDs but it can't really tank for him and deal damage. And well, this Void Ray, if he's gonna get denied, energy denied, then we can't really do anything too. So I'm not sure this is the best choice, but I believe that it might actually be the only choice for red team at this point. So, well, if it's the only choice, it's the best choice by default, right? But I think scouts wouldn't work. I think fighters won't work. Void Ray needs a singled out target, which is not happening. Well, they could go for mines of their own if they wanted to. That would at least try to... Well, that would at least try to push blue team's ships back from red team's base. If right now this destroyer is gonna get to this point, it's gonna be too much for him, and they are gonna start flanking him. They are gonna start going around. Oh, there we go. There's a cloak. Very nice blink. Halo missing his vortex, and now there's going to be a second vortex coming from Bell and Chant or not, I don't know. Halo, he might actually go down. There we go, there's a vortex from the second carrier. That's what I was talking about. Blue team has 2 vortexes, so even if one vortex misses, one missed here, the second one is probably going to do the job. Especially that, well, blink has a cooldown, right? So if you miss the first one, you still have 20 seconds to launch a second one on the Void Ray, even if it's cloaked. You can see it because he's at the other end of the beam. And if you just do it properly, then, well, you've just seen what happens. You have just witnessed what happens when you have 2 vortexes against the Void Ray. Even if it's over farmed or something, he can't blink 2 vortexes when his blink is on cooldown. So red team not getting past the middle, that's pretty wise because there are mines, already mines behind them. Luckily for them, there are to the sides. If they would be in the middle, they could damage them quite significantly. Level 14 mines, so it's 1060 damage per 1 mine. 12 mines are enough to kill trunck, to kill a carrier. 12 mines. This is more than 12, right? Because it's 8, 16, 14 mines. Counting score, this is 14 mines as well. So that's... this whole group of mines is more than enough to kill a ship right now. Kill a ship. Oh, and this might be tricky, and Flory is getting through the minefield. Oh, he's cloaked, so those mines won't go off. And oh, that's actually a mistake by blue team. If they would activate those mines, Floris would find himself in a lot of trouble because there was a push. He was forced to go back to base. And he was going right through this minefield, and now Oldent is going right through this minefield, and the mines are not activated. I don't think they realize that those mines are dealing 1000 damage, and they are killing ships without shields in like 6 to 8 shots. I don't think they realize it. To 9 shots, okay, because it's Iron Cross. So 9 mines, and Iron Cross, if he gets stripped out of his shields, is gone. Oldent goes down in 5 shots. In 5 mines, so they are very, very powerful, and they are surely going to keep red team at their base, or at least they will. What did I I just brain farted. I'm I'm sorry. Sorry, I just brain farted. So I'm gonna focus on upgrades. Let's see, Tatsumaki. Why does he have 10 range? I don't get it. It's got everything a tentacle levy should have. 17,000 hit points, 1.8 speed, quite a lot of armor, tentacles on level 14, rapid regen, 300 energy, frenzy. But why the range? It's a waste of minerals. They are not dealing a ton of damage anyway. We should be focusing on his tentacle damage. So I'm not sure why Tatsumaki has 10 range. Meanwhile, the second Leviathan, no frenzy as for now, and that's pretty weak. I believe that it doesn't matter if you are a missile boat levy or tentacle Leviathan. You just need to go for frenzy because it doubles your damage output for a short amount of time, and that's huge. That's absolutely huge. If you have level 14 missiles, you're dealing 8 times 120, so it's 800, 960, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's 960 damage per volley, right? So if you can double it, it's almost 2000 damage per volley. That's a lot of damage, and with 10 range, if you get someone out of the PDD field, it's gonna deal tons of damage. Absolutely tons of damage. And then if they will be on top of a minefield, then they will just melt immediately. Also, same applies to Tatsumaki. If he's gonna frenzy properly, he can strip someone off his shields pretty easily, and then mines will do the job. If they will manage to pull red team on top of their minefields, because right now they are failing to do so. They are staying on their mines, but those mines are rather for containing the red team instead of what I was trying to say. I'm just not focused enough. I don't know. So I'm gonna take it, right? Alright, so those mines are used for containment, not for killing. Okay, the problem is that blue team would already contain red team without those mines, because they are 6 versus 4, and they have, oh crap, they have over 2000 score advantage. So farm wise, they are just owning. Tatsumaki 1000 farm. Well, Floris is highest farming ship on red team, and he's only 824. So it's not that scary. It would be scary, but it's not that scary right now. If it would be like 15 minutes ago and he'd have that much farm, he would be scary. Right now it's not that scary. Still 6 versus 4, 45 minutes in the game. It has become a little bit more stagnant. That's going to be a war trick. Or I believe that Iron Cross, with his range upgrades, he might actually try to snipe blue team's mothership, and I believe that is what is gonna happen here. So this is interesting, and we're slowly getting closer to the final moments of this game. Simply because if they lose at Destro, it's 3 versus 6, it's a GG. Blue team can just push in, and they will just kill the red team, and it's going to be great. They might have noticed red team's destroyer. No! Oh, this is really unlucky. This is really unlucky because Luigi has 750 minerals and is going back to upgrade. And there are scouts. Oh, scouts by Halo. Very, very good. Very nice idea for spotting, and those scouts are just constantly patrolling here, making sure that nothing gets past them. Remember that scouts don't have... Oh, and it's a GG. This Destro is definitely going to go down to those 2 Leviathans and this carrier. There's going to be a vortex or plasma barrage or something. There we go. There's a vortex by Belenchant, and actually it just catches all the ships that were here. Oh, someone just wolfed into a vortex. Floris can't cover, he got energy denied. There's another vortex, and now blue team will have a little bit of time to regroup. and try to do something. Oh, that would be a nice move to actually warp in on Tatsumaki and as a destroyer and just spam those mines around, but it didn't happen. And now Flurries is gonna escape, but it's either gonna be Trunck. Oh, that's a very nice energy denial. I don't know if you noticed it, but it was in the middle of the bunch and it was just turning, and then he got denied. Now that's a pretty decent vortex, but he's still gonna go down. 47 hit points. No, this defensive matrix is not gonna save him, or will it? No. And it's a good game. That was a very risky move by red team, but it didn't pay off, and well, they had to do something. So now Iron Cross is gonna go down to Tatsumaki and Luigi. Very nice armor roll. That was a decent idea actually, to try to kill the mothership, but luckily for blue team Halo, Mr. Kangaroo had a brilliant idea to use scouts to just run around, for them to patrol both sides of the map so that nothing comes undetected, comes close, try to kill the mothership undetected. And that's it. That's the end of the replay, and we're shortly gonna move to game 2 of those semifinals. It's 1-0 to Eclipsis after a 49-minute game. 2 kills in the beginning. That, well, they basically did their job. 2 kills meant that this game would probably go in blue team's favor. And taking a quick look at the farming tab, well, I can't see it here, but it should be around 4,000 at most. It probably was around 3,500, because Proteus team has 5,000 farm as a team, so they did a really good job farming and out farming their opponents, which wasn't really too hard, because after a very nice play in the beginning, killing 2 ships, farming in 6 versus 4 and out farming your opponents is really easy. So thanks for watching this, and stay tuned for more games. Today we are gonna have one more game from the semi-final, the second game, and we're gonna have a request of the day, because I was sick, I was ill throughout the weekend. My throat didn't work as it should, and so I decided not to do any casts in that time. But hey, we have the whole Monday, and today I'm gonna cast 3 games, and I'm gonna put all of them up on YouTube, and it's gonna be awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Frosty signing out. Peace.